What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Laugh and Death podcast. As always, I'm joined by Alex and Fernie.
What up?
Today, we have another special episode for you. We're chilling with the villain himself. It's PurpleVillain, Andy Desiga. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, guys? Hello,
What's up,
everyone.
High fives there. All
Oh,
around.
shit.
Come on,
Yeah, super awkward.
What was that?
I just stole it.
He pounds, dude.
I'm sorry, I stole it. I got too excited.
What's going on, guys?
Hanging
Cool,
out,
guys.
man. Drinking some brews.
Hey.
Hey. Follow us at youtube.com/laughanddeath. And you can also check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Google podcast services. So what's up, Andy? How you been?
I've been super good, man. Super good. Everything's going good. A lot of stuff coming up, so
Damn. Yeah, no.
Staying busy.
staying busy.
You've popped in a few times, and just like you've hit a lot of success recently with Mothersh1p, and you've been taking home a few awards.
Oh, yeah.
Let us know what's Mothersh1p, man, and what's new.
Mothersh1p is a sci-fi web series show that one of my friends, Nathan Schiefelbein, he's the director for it. He films everything, and we have another person with us, Izetta Holland. That's her name. It's us three. We're in the process of finishing up the second season.
Oh, sweet deal.
So, yeah, I mean, Mothersh1p's just a fucking web series.
Nathan, I want to ask this Nathan guy, is he from here?
He's he's from here. It's a funny story actually about Nathan. I took his dad's class in STC at the college, and when I first met Nate, it was a long time ago. I've known him for about probably like 7 years, and the first day I met him, I asked him, "Does your dad?" Because his name's Schiefelbein. So, does your dad teach at STC? And he's like, "Yeah, my dad teaches that." I'm like, "Dude, I took his class and everything." So that's the first time I ever met that guy.
Yeah, and it's
small.
not like it's a super common name either. So just
yeah, that's why when I heard it, I was like, "What?" I was like,
it
"That's
has
crazy."
to be him.
That's dope.
So what is Mothersh1p though? Like, what is a quick synopsis of it? Is it just like a sci-fi thing, or what is it?
Like, is there
sci-fi horror thriller web series? Pretty much.
Sounds interesting. Cool.
So I've checked out the trailer, and I've watched a few minutes of Mothersh1p. It gives me like Black Mirror vibes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like very.
that's what we like.
So like meta, and so like it knows what it's trying to be, and like it's like, okay, people are watching TV and their fucking eyes are like bugging out, and fucking and it's just like people are just zombies nowadays, and it's just that's the vibe I get from it. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we're going for. I mean, we want to pretty much put it out there and just keep on going with
You
it.
say you were working on season 2, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We finished season 1.
How many episodes, or how does that
10
work?
episodes in season 1. We made it for Instagram, so they're all episodes are 1 minute long.
Oh, shit.
So it's pretty cool though. Like it gets to the point quick, and it leaves you like, well, like what the fuck is happening, you know?
I don't know if he was telling me about, is there any dialogue, or it's all like action?
No
like,
dialogue,
mannerism?
just all music driven. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
And that's pretty interesting too. That it's just Instagram, like it's just like 1 minute videos. Like I know they have Instagram TV now, but
Yeah.
was it just before that thing came out where it's just like you just made a page and just put in the videos there?
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we let it out. That's what we've been putting out there, just the Instagram, and we have a website right now. So
Have you gotten into the Instagram TV application thing?
no, not yet, but hopefully for season 2. I mean, we're looking for more.
You see, also what would be cool is like, because you said they're 1 minute long on season 1. If you just mesh them all in, so it kind of does all the episodes back to back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah.
And then it can cut it and stuff on Instagram TV. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Like a recap, and then you get to season 2. That's badass.
So I know you were traveling to Dallas a lot for this.
Yeah, I mean, the homie Nathan, he moved out there and went to like film school out there and stuff like that. And so how Mothersh1p, it's a funny story how Mothersh1p came across is one day he hit me up. I haven't heard from Nate in a long time. Like, yeah, on social media we say, hey, what's up and everything like that. And one day he hit me up. He's like, hey, I hear you're making music and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm making music. He's like, what kind are you making? I'm like, honestly, I've always had like a sci-fi, like something in my music always sounds like a little sci-fi-ish and everything.
Is it like synthy, like kind
of
yeah?
I mean, some are, some aren't, but like I like the synth. I like freaking love synths and everything like that. So he hits me up and he's like, hey, I'm going down there to visit my parents because his parents live over here. And so he hit me up and we met up and we just went to lunch. I think we had sushi that day.
Some sushi.
sushi. And we just heard my music and he's like, hey, man, I have this project that I want to start. It's a sci-fi series and I want to know if you want to do the music for it. And of course I jumped on it because, I mean, even before this conversation, like a couple years before that conversation, I had always told my friends, like, whatever I do, I want to make something with sci-fi. I want to make sci-fi music. I want to, in a show, in a movie, like I want to get to that point. And it's just crazy how everything comes around.
And you said you were going to Dallas to like firsthand work with him, like, and what he was shooting to make the music, or would he send you like?
We do everything like online, I guess, because he lives in Dallas, and I live here, so I have my life over here. He has his life over there, and I went to Dallas recently, a couple months ago, for our first premiere of Mothersh1p. We had a premiere out there. We got it like in our gallery and everything, and we showed the whole series, and people went, and that was like our first premiere. That was pretty cool.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What was the reaction of the?
Good, man. Good. A whole bunch of people liked it. A whole bunch of people started following us, and
that's always good when you work on something like just you think you put in your effort into it, and you're just like, all right, let's see how it goes.
Dude.
And then heading into those things and just seeing like
I was like super happy just working on this project, dude, because like this is what I want to do. Like I want to make music for sci-fi stuff, like because. I fucking love that shit. You know?
It's a pretty crazy idea to me, like how you say it's 1 minute. Like I've never heard of something like that.
Me neither.
You know?
And me being like a music producer and stuff, I was like, man, cut down to everything to 1 minute. I was like, it was kind of a challenge. It was kind of a challenge for me and a challenge for Nate also, because he has to film everything and he has to cut everything into 1 minute. And it's like my music, I was like, all the tracks I was sending him were like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then I had to find a way to cut them down to 1 minute.
You say it's like no dialogue, so most of the emotion has to carry through like the things that are on screen and the music.
Yeah, the music and the whatever the person's doing.
So how does that process work? Do you like, does he send you the clips and then you kind of like put the emotion you think is behind it, or does he give you like hey, I want this to be like slow and steady, or like loud? Or
yeah, I mean it was a mix of both. I mean sometimes I would get like what something's gonna look like, and I would try to think like, okay, like what do I feel here, you know, like what do I feel here? And then there'll be times where I just make like a track like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I'll just send them a whole bunch of music. I think I sent them like, it had to be like, I don't know, like 50 tracks or something, and we just have 10 episodes. So we went through a whole bunch of music. He told me what he liked. I told him what I liked, what I feel on this side, what I feel on, you know, this part or whatever. And it was just a mix of that. It was pretty dope.
I mean, there's on the tracks too, you have drums in them, right? Is there drums? Yeah. Okay. I thought it would maybe just be like melody. You know
I have. Well, it's a mix. It's a mix. I have a couple of them are just synths and just eerie noises. You know, And a lot of them. Some are beats. You know, like some have more of a
for sure,
drum and bass and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool that I was able to mix it all up. You know,
that's badass.
So would you watch the video first and then start figuring out what you want to do?
I mean, sometimes, but most of the time I would just he would tell me what he liked. I send him tracks and he would tell me what he liked, and then we would just go on through there. It was pretty cool.
That's just what I just asked.
I'm over here. My bad.
Just a different way of asking it, but that's what I'm saying. Like the idea of it, it's also like a conversation starter thing where it's like, oh yeah, like. This show's like when people hear about it or whatever, and they can tell their friends like these episodes are only a minute long. They're like, what the fuck? Like it's interesting already. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what can you fit in that amount of time?
Yeah,
you know?
It was pretty weird seeing the reaction of people. Like everybody I would show, like a minute long, like how much can you fit in a minute? And then they see it and they're like, oh, okay, like like this is
and that premiere
crazy minute.
Like you showed all the episodes back to back.
All the episodes back to back, and then there was like a ending. It was like so it was pretty cool. And we actually had our second premiere here in the Valley, in McAllen, so at some art gallery.
Yeah, I saw that on I think we were talking about it the other day, or when it was happening. I think I was at work though. But
yeah, we had to work that day. Yeah, it was bullshit.
It was cool though.
That's cool, man.
So on the what do you use to create?
To create, well, I use I started off with FL Studio, so like that's everybody who makes music production knows about FL Studio, right? And I started off with that. So I would make sounds on that, and for some reason one day I was like I want to try something else, So I headed to Guitar Center and I picked up a MPC.
Oh,
so an MPC pad, and I totally got into that super hard, and that's pretty much what I use.
When did you first get it? Okay, I wanted to ask, when did you first get into FL, or when did it first happen? How you got into the beat? I got into it. I used to be in a band down here, and it was a super heavy band, and it was called The Art of a Villain. Shout out The Art of a Villain. And I was a guitarist, and that's how I started to learn how to do anything with music. It started with guitar first. Like in 8th grade, I got my first guitar. So I all throughout high school, I played that. A couple years after high school, made the band. And everything was going good, and I guess after a while, people had differences, and stuff like that. So I stopped I stopped kind of playing guitar because I didn't have no one to play with, and stuff like that. And so I had this friend Anthony, and he was making music on his computer, and I was like, it always caught my attention. I was like
that damn technology, man.
Yeah, that technology. I was like, how is this guy making music by himself? Like adding every instrument he needs, and I was like, I got so into that where, actually, he's the one that gave me FL Studio my first time.
Yeah.
And after that, dude, it was just like trial and error, just learning different things and everything, and from there it just blew up, dude. Like I just kept at it,
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So, were you? I mean, are you hip hop based, or do you like all genres of music?
All genres, man.
Right.
I get influenced by music and different things. Yeah.
But I guess when you first started making beats, did you want to go towards a hip hop thing, or
when I first started making music, I actually used a sample from Goosebumps. It was that's a good one. That's a good one. But I used an episode. It was called "Calling All Creeps." It was like a part where they're calling this little boy and stuff like that. But they leave he answers, and then I think she answers actually, and there's like this weird voice of these creeps just there, and I just liked it a lot, where that was my first sample. So from there, it just sounded sci-fi, dude. Like to me, everything in the background. So ever since my first song that I ever made by myself, it's always been sci-fi influence.
Yeah, that's dope. I that's so cool, because I'm trying to gauge the stuff that you're into, you know what I mean, and what turns your ears on to want to make certain sounds and stuff.
Well, like I said, I was in a metal band. And then I've always been into rap, because that was my uncle growing up. He I would stay at my grandma's house a lot, and
what, did you just listen to rap, or was he a rapper?
He would just listen to rap, but he always had he had the whole CD booklet with all the albums and everything, all neat and everything like that. And I would just go with him places, because I was there at my grandma's house, during summer and stuff like that, because my parents were working. So, and then just hearing that, a 2 Live Crew and fucking Dr. Dre, of course, and it's just stuff like that. And so
So okay, you started with I guess I'm going into the beat stuff, but FL Studio, and then you said you had an MPC.
Yeah, I got into MPC.
like the standalone, like without the software, or you had to use it with your software?
Yeah, with my software. Yeah,
okay, for listeners that don't know what an MPC is. Well, I mean, I know what it is. So I just don't.
Well, an MPC is a music production center, is what MPC stands for, and it basically has drum pads on there, which you can sequence and add samples to each individual pad.
It's like this big pad that just
has
has
a music production like layout.
It's just like a big old square box, some pads on there, like finger drumming stuff. You know what I mean? And,
okay.
But you can add even like instruments, pianos, and you can play chords and stuff. Yeah, stuff like that.
I know.
It's pretty cool. But do you remember do you still have it?
Yeah. I use it kind of every day.
Do you remember like the model or just what the?
It's the fucking the Studio Black.
Oh, the thin one.
MPC Studio Black.
Dude, that one's nice. That's cool.
Yeah, I fell in love with it, man. And like my first song that I made with that, like I knew I was just gonna be like MPC all the way.
Yeah, for sure. Akai, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
So do you just have that, or do you have a keyboard?
I have a synth. I have an analog synth. I have the Korg Mini Log.
Oh shit!
I have one of those.
That's dope.
Yeah, that one's pretty dope.
But that one you can also connect to your software, and it picks it up like a controller.
Yeah, you can connect it.
That's dope, man. And you still just use FL Studio?
No FL Studio. I haven't used FL Studio. No, all MPC.
Oh, like even the software is MPC, the Akai software.
It came with its own software.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's kind of it's you just lay it out.
Yeah,
it's like FL Studio's a layout.
Yeah,
this is like a layout. It's kind of the same thing. You know?
That's cool. That's fucking crazy. Because I've seen it and it's like kind of, I don't know. It's different.
It takes it's a weird. It took layout. A while to get used to. Like
and then everything's on the control on the pads. Everything's on your controller. You're like so I'm over here like with mouse and like
just getting used to it was crazy. Like a lot of YouTube investment.
Oh, dude, no, yeah, straight up. That's awesome. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff to ask of your setup. Or do you have like a?
I have guitars too, but I haven't used those like in any like songs or anything like that. But
why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm getting to it. Hopefully for
some like feedback or something. That would sound crazy, right?
The next season, I'm trying to go hard. So
yeah, that's dope.
Well, very cool.
Yeah,
super cool. So you all had won a few awards. You sent me the picture the other day. You all got the Best Music Independent Horror Movie Award.
Yeah, that one was pretty crazy, man. Because we've been getting a little bit of awards this year at these independent festivals. And it just feels good, man. Honestly, it feels good to see like best music, and like I've gotten second place in best music for an original series, and so like it's just pretty crazy.
Like you go out to these cities, or where it's in different cities? Or?
I mean we can, but I mean, work.
Is it like like it's online, like you get notified online and stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah. My friend gets notified online.
Okay. And then he relates it to you.
Yeah, for sure. Message. He sends me everything. So
does he go? Or
no, we haven't gone. But I'm pretty sure eventually we will. Yeah. And a lot of them also are like based online. So there's online film festivals that we've been winning awards from, and so I mean we can't really go to those.
Yeah. And back to the series like
with the VR soon.
Oh, dude, that'd be super dope, right?
No.
Do you have any plans of like going past season 2, or do you think is it just like one more season and then?
Yeah, man, ride it to the dice. Like, fuck it.
See where it goes. See where it takes you.
Wherever it takes us. I mean, if it keeps going, it keeps going.
Yeah, because I feel like something like that, like if it's like Black Mirror-ish type, you always have like something to hit up on.
Yeah, it's like never ending. You could just be twisted and make up some crazy shit.
And then like just everything that comes also like with the times and everything. You know, like everything newer that's coming up. You always have content, man. You can always make content.
That's why Sci-Fi is so cool, I think, because you can just go anywhere.
You can go to another dimension.
Yeah,
you can go
to the future, to the past.
Like, it's just crazy. Like,
yeah, dude.
You can make something up, like, and it's Sci-Fi, dude. Like, it's cool.
That's why I really liked like the old school, like Twilight Zone stuff.
Oh,
it's so cool, dude. Like, it's so even the way they would introduce everything, like they're in the Twilight Zone, and like it's like a weird, like I don't know. The acting was on point too. That's just cool, man. I dig that shit.
Crazy. So, Andy, you and I used to work together a while back, and I think Fernie got to work with you for a while.
Yeah, I know Fernie.
You were so diverse in all the music that you listen to.
Oh yeah, man. 1 second to another second, it fucking changes. Like
like I'd go back there and you're listening to Trinidad James. And then I go back there again. You listen to Memphis Mayfire, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy. And yeah, man, it was just I don't know, man. You've had this whole like diverse thing, and so when I was like, all right, we're gonna have Andy on the podcast, I started thinking like, with the, it's sad, but when XXX Tentacion
is it though?
Was murdered. Sad? I mean, he was a kid.
He's a piece of shit.
Only
though.
20 years old.
He's a piece of shit.
Oh, it's kind of sad though.
He's still a piece of shit.
On a human level, it was sad. I mean,
all right, sad for a piece of shit.
What was he a piece of shit though?
Yeah,
what was his thing again?
So
well, I mean, he fucking beat his girlfriend, and then
allegedly.
And then there's that story where
allegedly, it never came out. Like,
there's that story where he was like in jail and like he beat up his cellmate just because he was gay. Like
allegedly, I don't know. I don't know for sure. That's what
happened.
I mean, you know how the media switches up everything. Just to make him look bad.
And he's a black man. You know, he's a black kid.
It came from his mouth though. Like he said, like in an interview, like, yeah, I beat up this fucking kid just because he was gay.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get my butt touched in jail, bro. I might just beat a motherfucker up. Just because he was gay, it wasn't my problem.
Nah.
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Fine. Like, I don't want anybody to die. Like, let's just say that. But
well, I mean, we're all kind of dying.
I'm not missing him. And like after he died, like there's a lot more people just like on my Instagram feed was just like pictures of him, like just people like it was just in the zeitgeist like of his death, and then like his popularity just exploded, and people are like, oh, it's because his music's so sad and blah blah blah. And just
that's where I was going with it, because like he died, I had never heard a single one of his songs, and I was like, I started listening to his stuff, and I'm like, wait a second,
like a lot of people too.
Yeah, he was talking about suicide and girls, and I'm like, when did emo rap become a thing? Like with I Fell Apart by Post Malone. What else? Mac Miller passing away recently too. I started listening to some of his
crazy.
Stuff.
Like I didn't expect that.
Most of his songs were about psychedelics and women, like, and being heartbroken and stuff. I mean, when did this become a fad? Because I must have missed the bus. Because I'm not really.
I think it just became more mainstream. But what I was going to say to this was that, I mean, the dudes that I would listen to. I mean, Atmosphere, Slug from Atmosphere. He speaks about just his emotions and like being suicidal and like having the thought of like, man, am I gonna, this is all I have. I don't have anything else. You know what I mean? And like that was early 2000s, 2005, 2007. And I mean that was around, but it just wasn't in the light how hip hop is today in this day and age. You know what I mean? So.
And I was thinking about it last night also, like Eminem, like that song where I'm sorry, mama, something in the closet, whatever.
Clean out my closet.
yeah. Like I mean, I don't forget. It's so long ago, but like that was a mainstream like hip hop or like rap back in the day, and it was just him like saying like I'm a piece of shit. Like
and he was also just violent too, and like he was. Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, people. I mean, I guess they're like. They release it in a different way, like like into their music, like I mean, like it's just crazy how like they can like say a hardcore rapper, like gangster and stuff like that, he can go off and talk about suicide and stuff like that, and people are like, yeah, whatever, and then it becomes like he sings about it, someone sings about it and everything, and they just start hating and everything. It's just crazy how it's crazy. Also, like the media changed everything. Like they do a lot to like how people perceive a certain person, and stuff like that. Like I don't know, it's just pretty crazy. But like it's just people, it's just guys, man. I mean, they letting out their feelings in a different way.
Yeah, I think what it is for me is that like Eminem, it was like all his hate and anger was weaved in such a technical and metaphorical way, but now it's just kind of bland and out in your face. Like these dudes are just like saying they'll just kill themselves. You know what I mean? Like without having a story to it, but that's just how they feel. They don't want to. You know what I mean? It's more technical with like other rappers. And stuff,
and I feel like Eminem stuff, like just listening to that was just more of like an attack. Like it was coming at you stronger, and now it's just like maybe not as hard and like more sensitive to what they're feeling. Like him saying like I'm a piece of shit, blah blah blah. Like it wasn't like you didn't feel like he was, because you're just like yeah, and then this now it's just like okay, it's a little more low tempo, like a little bit more chill, and that's why you kind of see it more like you kind of see it more just like progressive, like oh this is a sad song, so it sounds sad.
You're right. Like with the media, like it depending on how deep a specific celebrity or rapper, personality, artist is in the eye of the public, it gets played out completely differently. I mean, I don't know. Have you heard of Idea and Abilities?
I mean, yeah.
The artist?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, this guy Idea, he also passed away from overdose. Just like Mac Miller. Like one night he was asleep in his house and the next day they found him. Crazy. They found him dead, you know. But he wasn't a big name artist. Like he wasn't globally known like Mac Miller. And so there wasn't such a reaction of like, oh, when did the people just get all sad? It's like, dude, everyone's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like everyone has their problems. Like it's just.
But it wasn't prominent in rap. Like, cause Common would rap about real shit, like struggles and being a black man.
Different phases of music.
But too, it was never. It was always about girls. Like fuck girls, and then it was like, oh man, fuck girls. They broke my heart. Like it flipped, and I was just like, okay. And there was a lot of people that were really upset with that guy passing away, and with Mac Miller too. Like him ODing and stuff. Like everybody started posting shit about it. I'm like, I've never heard anything from this guy.
That was pretty crazy. I mean, I've heard Mac Miller. For a while. You know?
Yeah, you never heard anything from Mac Miller at all?
No. I listened to his best of on Instagram. Not Instagram, on Spotify, and I was just like, okay, but it wasn't. I don't think he was like a musical like messiah or anything like that.
I think maybe in his later, like towards his later career, I mean, he was becoming self-sufficient and he would make he was a musician, you know, he would play piano, he would play the guitar, he would do everything.
And then Ariana Grande came in.
And now that you say that, like he was a magician.
He was a magician?
Yeah. He disappeared.
Yeah, he made heroin disappear.
What the fuck? Heroin?
No, like that night before, like that night he died, like he was on Instagram Live, so just like playing on the piano, like making beats, like or trying to like keep a melody, like see what was going up. Like he was on his Instagram Live, just like playing for people, like, hey, I'm trying to work on ideas and stuff. And then the next day he's just.
Oh yeah, I think they were saying that also the actual night before he was watching the football game with his friends.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. I heard he was just. It was just one of those things, man. Just like
I think he just didn't. Either you didn't know how much you took, or you didn't know what you were taking, or is it still even like confirmed that it was an OD, or is it still a legend?
I don't know for sure. I mean, I haven't
kept up with it.
Yeah, I haven't really kept up with it, but I mean, that's what they're saying it was. But who knows? You never know. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, and I think also like talking about how like it's kind of like it's more sensitive now, like the rap. It's so like jarring when they have like rap beefs, like Drake and Pusha T, and then Eminem with Machine Gun Kelly now. So like it just seems so like jarring. Like it's like it's happened a lot before, like Biggie and Tupac, like the most famous one.
Yeah, but now with social media, it totally changes everything.
Like it seems more like it's two girls fighting rather than just like two like rappers.
It almost seems like a business tactic to me,
just
to get more money for them. Like
that's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's just
MGK before this. MGK became irrelevant, bro. Like,
I mean, he's still like opening for Fall Out Boy.
Like he was making music and stuff. I know he got fucked over like on deals and shit, and then this came up and Eminem is such.
You heard that Machine Gun Kelly came out like popping and stuff like that, and then after a while, you just
he kind of died down, and then this comes out. And Eminem, I mean, anything he releases he's an icon.
Yeah, of course.
He'll get shit on, or
he says anything, people are gonna listen.
Yeah, exactly. So now and then MGK came in. Like Eminem was almost making him more business. You know what I mean? More money.
Yeah, he even said it himself. This is the biggest you're gonna get. So enjoy it. You know?
That's fucking crazy.
That's some Conor McGregor shit.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
It's fucking spicy.
Yeah, and he has a fucking man bun.
So Conor McGregor?
No, MGK. Oh yeah, and you too.
Oh yeah, I do. It's called a highball, bro.
What?
A highball.
That is the gayest thing you've ever said.
It's called a highball.
That's the gayest thing he's ever.
Oh, no.
That's the gayest thing I've ever said
on the podcast.
Nah.
That's a nice.
Check episode 4. You find some gay ass shit in there.
It's not a man bun. It's a highball.
I should have squeaked at the end. It's a highball.
How much longer do you think Tekashi 6ix9ine has? Or do you think he's going to stay popular for a while?
Yeah, he's staying popular for a while. I mean, if anything, jail's going to make him more popular, dude. Shit. Look at Kodak Black. He fucking came out of jail and he's already popping already. Came out fat now he's just working on some music. And I mean, that's pretty much all these guys have to do. They get in trouble and they go in there, come out.
All the money in the world and they keep fucking
You think they flip at some point like Gucci? You know what I mean? He went in and he came out. humble dude, just completely different. Like realized what he.
I mean, I guess it takes. I mean, they're still young too, dude. I mean, these guys like Kodak Black and stuff. They're young. Gucci's already.
Yeah, you got to think about that. How fast they get into fame. You know, from 18 going to 21, 22. They're
look at Gucci now. Gucci turned his whole life around.
Yeah, he's an amazing grown ass man now.
Yeah,
I mean.
So I mean,
it seems like now, like the people say, like there's no such thing as like overnight success. Like there isn't. Like people work hard for years and years and years, and then they finally make it big, and they're like, oh, this guy came out of nowhere. It's like, no, he's been in the scene like for a while. But for like those new rappers, I feel like with the internet, like I feel like they just literally like sprung up overnight.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's fucking SoundCloud.
SoundCloud
got crazy,
like Fruity Pebble rappers,
like all the little
they're fucking
all the little somethings,
dyed dreads and shit.
Yeah,
like
the little something.
That's why I'm like, I look at their like,
it's a new way.
They're wearing like plaid pants. I'm like, that's fucking emo shit. Like Hot Topic shit. They're wearing plaid and I'm like, and the fucking rainbow hair and the fucking.
And then they're starting to wear like the leather jackets, the leather like.
Yeah, like everyone's trying to go with trying to find something that no one's done.
Yeah.
Also.
Trying to stand out,
but they end up being like they end up looking the same though. Like it's all the dreads, colorful dreads,
face tattoos,
and like just the grills coming back for some reason. Like I've seen like a couple of them.
I guess it's like a phase too.
Yeah,
a phase in music. You know how music like changes.
Yeah,
when something becomes popular one day, everyone stops doing that shit and starts doing that shit.
Yeah, just like the MC Hammer shit with those inflatable pants, bro. Everybody was wearing that shit. And then think about the early 2000s when like Lil Jon and all those dudes were huge. Baggy ass shirts and baggy ass pants.
Everyone was wearing that shit. Look at everybody now, skinny jeans and fucking, like.
It's just what the times are, and it's gonna. Like right now, I feel like there's a nostalgia trip though. Like people are dressing like the 80s, 90s, and shit, like type shit.
Dude, I feel like going back to that.
You know what I mean?
Like a retro style shit. Like
it's fucking weird. It's whatever's. I don't know. It's just people are just trying to change the norm and just try to be different from the pack and shit. But when we talk about like all these artists and shit, right? The Lils and all that young stuff. There's really great music out there. Like in hip hop, there's great artists coming out still. You know, like
always.
Fucking crazy.
Do you guys have any like artists that like not that they don't have to be big or anything, but like you want to like recommend?
I fucking love you. I was about to.
Oh yeah.
Black. Have you heard of him?
Oh, dude.
With the 6 and then
I've heard the new album.
Dude, what do you think? It's fucking awesome.
It's fire. Yeah.
He was a battle rapper. In his earlier career, yeah. And then
I don't know much about him, but I know his last album and this album. Yeah. And it's gotten my attention.
Yeah, dude. That's the one I'd recommend. Like he got into like singing and like more the new age of R&B.
That's the one where he has like his baby, right?
Yeah. It's the East
in the kitchen. He's
and cooking. He has the mic set up. No, he has the mic and like he has his speakers. Like he's
cooking music in the kitchen.
Yeah, he's cooking fire in the kitchen. That one's dope because he has features on there like Future and like J. Cole, but they don't do it in their fashion of a feature, like because he's seeing so much, like he's a lot.
They try to go towards him,
with his style.
His style.
Really cool. He gets artists to like get out of their comfort zone and do something different. It's pretty cool. I'd recommend that. That'd be badass.
Yeah, that's good music.
Black.
I don't have anybody to recommend, so I'm just going off y'all.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, just
who are you listening to right now?
Who do I listen to right now? Oh man, put me on the spot like that. Nice. Shoot.
Like new artist or
like
a new artist or
I still listen to like older stuff too. You know.
I wanted to ask something.
Shoot,
PurpleVillain, right?
PurpleVillain. Yeah.
Do you get that from Madvillain, or is that an inspiration? MF Doom.
I know MF Doom. You know, I know MF Doom. I know his music, of course, stuff like that. But it's not. It's more just I don't get it from that. You know, like I just get it because I like purple. I said, the band that I was in, it was called The Art of a Villain. Mm-hmm. And villains always just been like sticking with me, you know, I like villains, like in the superheroes and the comics and shit like that. Like I like villains, so that just always stuck. And well, fuck, purple's my favorite color, so I just put them together, and I was like, fuck it.
Real simple, just like,
fuck it, man.
Think about be deep about it. Just like I like this stuff. This is my fucking shit.
PurpleVillain.
You've always been organic, dude. Ever since I've known you, like if Andy doesn't like something, he doesn't like it, and that's it. Like he has very particular things that he likes. Like he'll fucking post a Snapchat of fucking Lord Zed Power Ranger like toy, and he's like, and I'm like, Yeah, that's Andy.
Yeah, dude.
And he's just collecting like.
I like collecting stuff. I like collecting sci-fi toys. Anything I can get my hands on. I go to the flea markets and fucking shit like that. I like collecting sci-fi VHS tapes. I like collecting
you still have a VCR?
Vinyl record. Yeah, I have a VCR.
Very cool.
Brand new.
Oh,
hey,
damn!
Flea market fine, $3. Sony, what's up?
I was gonna say, all right, like going into the sci-fi thing, like, is there? Do you like horror films as well? Just like it's not science fiction, but like horror, like gore and like shit like that.
Yeah, of course. I like horror films. I like I started once I started making music and stuff like that, like on my own. Once I started watching movies, like after that, I started getting more into like the soundtracks, like hearing the soundtracks.
So you became more into listening to it?
Yeah, hearing the sounds in the background, the eerie sounds in the horror movies and the sci-fi, the sci-fi genre and stuff like that. So I got into that like a lot. Like,
do you ever try to get into like not sci-fi, like listen to a rom-com and then what if some weird ass fucking music comes out, sample that shit?
You just right, like,
that shit would be crazy.
But like I said, I listen to everything, man. There's a lot of shit that I listen to, like genres, like different genres and everything like that. I don't just stick to one, but I mean, it's probably my favorite one, like sci-fi soundtracks.
yeah, for sure.
And I think it's cool that you got awards for your music, like on the series, because I feel like the score or like the sound effects are usually like overlooked on things like in movies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised too. I mean, when I got the notification that I got one, I was like, what the fuck? You know, I was like super surprised that I was like, I know Mothersh1p won, you know, but then like I win something too. Like that just gave me like, you know, gas to keep going, man, because that shit felt super good, dude. Like I was at work and I got the email and I just like stood there for like 10 minutes. Like I was like, damn.
Trying to
like,
take it in.
I just started thinking about how everything came to be, like how I wanted to make sci-fi shit. And then I just got my opportunity and it's pretty dope.
Probably made you want to go back that instant, like, oh, work, get to work, right? Yeah, like
I wanted to fucking clock out right there and say,
yeah.
peace, bitches.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Fuck.
Gotta cut those motherfuckers.
That's cool because you put in so much work and your energy, right? You don't really expect an outcome. You're not expective of anything, but like dude, when it happens,
I was super happy once I heard the Mothersh1p stuff. Like once we were winning like best web series and shit like that. Like I was like tripping out, and then I got the notification for my first one that I got a second place for best music, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't know what to do, man. For like dope. 10 minutes, I was just there.
That's just like basking in it. That's dope, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's like, you need that sometimes, like, or like,
oh yeah,
the appreciation that somebody else is,
that someone heard the music and was like, oh, like I like this. Like, I was like,
that's fucking
made me feel so good.
Yeah, makes you, it like lights a fire under you again. Like it reignites that fire. You know, like you like
want to keep going. I just want to like never stop.
For sure, man. That's fucking.
You ever think you're performing again?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll make a band somewhere. Like I still love playing guitar, man. Like I fucking love playing guitar, and I want to perform. Like I want to create like a fucking badass like a band and just record songs and stuff like that.
I remember you and Eric back when we were working together. He was like, "Man, let's get the fucking band back together."
Yeah, dude. That's what I want to do, man. I want to, like I said, go back to my roots, I guess, and just. I want to, like, I've been making music, like, with these programs and everything like that. And then I want to keep doing it. But at the same time, I want to fucking have a group that I can just play, you know, like, just play guitar. Like, because that's what started it off for me, guitar.
Maybe mix both worlds now, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can do that. I've been wanting to. So I'm pretty sure I'll end up doing it.
For sure. That's fucking dope.
All right. I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
What is your favorite sci-fi movie?
Favorite sci-fi movie? Come on, man. Come on, Fernie.
I told you.
There's so many. There's so many. Honestly, dude, I like the first Blade Runner, man. I like fucking love the soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
that one's full of synths and like galore. Like, oh man, it feels so good here. Like I can just If it was just the soundtrack, like I'm down. Yeah, no, of course I like the movie too. You know, like that movie like tripped me out, and that's probably my favorite. I love the new one too, the newer one.
Still haven't seen it.
What?
I have it downloaded.
All right,
in 4K,
guys. Later.
I haven't seen the first one. The second one is fucking great. I mean, I really didn't care for the story, but just the cinematography of it and like the everything, like just the whole set design of it was just. That's all I was looking at. Like I was just like engrossed into it, just like staring at the screen.
It's
not even paying attention to the story or anything.
It's a
just
work
like
of art.
At it. Yeah,
I like both of them. I also like of course, the Alien series.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah,
like fucking like Prometheus and shit like that. Like
shit, that shit is fucking crazy.
Man. That shit went. Yeah,
that shit gets scary to me, dude.
That shit went off.
I feel like Prometheus got a lot of shit. I haven't seen it, but I feel like it got a lot of
Not
shit.
for me.
Yeah, like I've heard people say that they
I fucking
didn't like
love that shit.
Yeah, dude. I fucking love it.
I probably watch it and I probably like it too. I just feel like people just get too like engrossed. Like okay, like the Star Wars movies. Like now people are like, oh, no, that's not my Star Wars. Like, yeah, it don't give a fuck anymore. Like it's changing. Like fucking deal with it. So I feel like that's what aliens try to do. Like they try to change the story and people are just like, no, that's not the way it is. Like
I mean, Prometheus felt like an entire it felt like episode 3 and 4 in a series where it's like, oh, it's all set up, and then because like when it ends, you're like, fuck, I know what happens. You know, like
yeah, man.
You guys might hate me for this. I don't know, but I already
hate you.
Yeah, oh, dude, I don't even know you, and I hate you.
Stupid bitch.
I fucking love Interstellar, dude.
No, what? Why would people? Hate
I'm leaving
that?
again.
I don't know. It's so long, but like, dude. Like how they tried to like, have you seen Interstellar?
Yeah, I've seen Interstellar.
How they tried to like emulate when he's going through the black hole. Like nobody knows how it looks like to go through a black hole because we've never seen one with our human eyes. So the way they made him like in the ship going, that shit blew my fucking mind. Like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy
so cool.
how like someone like can write something like that. Like they've never fucking been through something like that, or they've never seen anything like that. Like, how do you write that stuff?
Yeah,
you know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then I fucking love Matthew McConaughey. He killed it, bro. He killed it.
I've never seen Interstellar. I'm gonna watch.
You've never seen Interstellar? It's like 3 hours long, dude.
You need to have like a sci-fi night or something.
Straight the fuck up. After this, we're watching Interstellar with the mics on. We're
naked.
gonna talk about that. Oh shit,
even better.
I like Interstellar. Just like the same thing where it's just like it was just like trying to weave your way like through the story. Like it's just like fuck. Like they go to this planet and this like they come back like an hour later and the guy on the ship is like, oh, it's been like 20 years. Like
yeah.
Thinking about all the science,
all the idea, yeah. And like they got their message across so well. Like there was no confusion. I wasn't like lost or anything. Like if you watch the movie, you'll understand all the parts of what's going on and they'll explain it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like a lot of movies they kind of like throw you out into the wolves. Like you'll figure it out. Like maybe not, but whatever. Like I'm gonna tell my story the way I tell it.
Yeah, dude. Awesome.
One of my favorite sci-fi movies, and it's kind of like a rom-com. No, not a rom-com, but it's kind of like a romantic movie. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's just like knowing like these things that they want to get rid of memories and shit. Like it's kind of like Black Mirror-ish, and then like trying to fight losing memories and stuff.
Yeah. And also the imagery that they made in there,
yeah,
of how it felt like to lose those memories of those people, like
the house crumbling down.
Yeah, reality was just crumbling, and like, dude, that was crazy. Yeah, it was fucking dope.
Have you guys seen the Cloverfield Paradox on
the new? Is that the newest one?
Netflix?
The new one, I have not come across it yet.
I've seen the first. Is it the first? There's only. It's not the third one, right? Or is that the second one?
The third one's coming out next month.
Because there was Cloverfield Lane, right?
Yeah,
I've seen the one with the monster in like in New York and shit.
Well, this one it's a sci-fi movie as well, and it's not great. It's kind of like iffy, but they do like interdimensional travel pretty well. Where like there's something they're trying to restart like power on Earth because they ran out of fossil fuels or whatever. So they're trying to make like a big battery in space basically, and the thing explodes, but it kind of like explodes them into a different dimension, and they have like an extra passenger on the ship from another dimension that I don't know. It's just they interweave like stuff together, and like things happen, and just like what the fuck. Like I wonder if things happen like this. Like if you were to crossover from one dimension to the other if they exist. Like,
oh man, the fourth dimension,
multiple timelines running all at once.
Yeah, and some guy ends up in a wall just for whatever reason, because in that dimension he was standing there, but now there's a wall there, and
it weaved right, like it,
yeah.
Oh, shit,
that's crazy, man.
So is Cloverfield Lane like was that a part of the series?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one with John Goodman, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, I fucking liked it. I really loved it.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Have you seen that Cloverfield Lane?
No, I have not. Oh wait, was that the first one?
That was the second one, right?
Second one.
Yeah.
No, I've seen the first one only.
Where they're just in a bunker, and it kind of starts off like
he has a chicken there, right?
Yeah,
yeah, like a young girl.
Yeah, it's
and a young guy.
Elizabeth.
I don't know her name.
Yeah. Instead or whatever. But yeah, it's like a suspenseful movie at first, and at the end, that's when the alien sci-fi stuff happens, and it feels like completely different, like from everything like sci-fi. It's just a suspenseful movie, like they're trapped inside a bunker with a crazy man, and they're trying to get out, like because they don't believe that something's happening outside until they get outside.
So,
no, go for it.
Oh, so Paradox on Netflix. Is that continuing Cloverfield?
It's a different timeline.
But like, it's a part of that.
Yeah, it's the whole universe, but they're like spread out like different movies. Like they kind of connect, but not.
Because I've seen it on Netflix. I haven't been able to watch it, but there's this other one on Netflix called Extinction. Have you saw?
Oh, I think I've seen that one
with that Mexican actor, Hispanic actor. I don't know his name. Came out in Shooter.
Extinction. Why does that sound so familiar?
Either way, it's an awesome sci-fi, dude. It's really dope, and it just got on Netflix not too long ago.
Is there like a genre of like within sci-fi that you like the most? Like, is it just like time travel? Is it experiments gone wrong? Is it like
aliens? Like
space I like extraterrestrial stuff.
Yeah,
like Arrival.
Oh,
Arrival was excellent.
Oh, that movie.
See, that's the movie. That's the movie that I really like. Focused on the sound design of it.
Okay.
Just because it's like, well, she's asleep, and then like the whole like wakes you up with the jets, like, or wakes her up because of the helicopters coming, whatever. And then they kind of like the creatures inside the ship, like they can't communicate through words, and then, like just like this background music is just like, I don't know, soothing. And then when she has like those flashbacks or flash forwards, like with her daughter, like it kind of just like everything just stops. And then it starts like again.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
That's Arrival. I never heard of that.
It's trippy.
Is it an older movie?
I came out last year, I think.
Oh shit!
Yeah. One of the best sci-fi movies though, like trilogies and shit like that. The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Good. That's good.
It's pretty cool.
The other day I was talking to a guy that used to work for us. He left. He transferred out, and he was like, hey, I was telling him, like, oh, yeah, man, you know what movie I want to watch in 4K because they just re-released all the Blu-rays. He's like, which one? I'm like, The Matrix. And he was like, oh, it was me the year I was born. I was like, what? My mind was just like,
am I in The Matrix right now?
I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, it came out in 1999. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm old.
Man. 1999.
Yeah. That's good. I love The Matrix.
You know, it was crazy because back then that was like the highest of like graphical effects, just like,
oh yeah,
why did they stop all those bullets?
The first time I saw The Matrix, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, what the fuck is, you know?
Yeah, especially like when like I guess she goes through like the two buildings and all the windows just like explode and
the ripples. Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. How did they do this?
I know, man. Being a kid watching this.
Like, I guess like the whole computer generated stuff. I liked Inception whenever they were going through dreams and shit.
When that was stuff was just like,
the cool transitions. That shit was badass to me, dude. Inception was cool.
Yeah, that was like my dream. Dope. That when I told you that I was panicking, like every shit was like, man? I was driving and then the fucking roads were going, and they were like switching on me, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Insane.
Daveception.
That's
I mean,
that was another cool one. I think
my favorite sci-fi movie of all time. It's a kiddie movie, but it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like, I've always loved that movie. It's so witty and quips, and there's the cast is great. The comedy, that's my type of comedy. When they're like, that's no, cool. You should like, it's kind of like, you know, it's just so out there.
I've never watched it.
It didn't do too hot. It was supposed to be a trilogy. The first movie bombed in theaters, but I saw it in theaters. And then I bought the Blu-ray. I mean, the DVD when it came out.
So it's like one of those like movies.
It's a book, right? It's a book.
Yes, yeah.
Those movies that come out and like they don't get a lot of traction, but then like years later, somebody's like, oh yeah, this movie's like, oh, I guess I'll watch it, and then they watch it and like, oh, it's fucking great.
Yes.
So it became like a cult classic, I think.
Yeah, it was excellent, fantastic.
I'll take one.
Hey, Rio.
I'm all
Rio. You want a chupon for that or what? Babysitting?
No, I'm still hungover from last night.
Oh.
Let's come in.
What did everyone do last night?
I'm sorry. What didn't we do?
That's a better question.
No, we just got together, had some bevs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
I had too many. Yeah. I have a cigarette. I hadn't smoked in a while. And ruined me.
PBRs fucked me up, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. $2 at Applebee's. Killer.
Applebee's. Killing it with
Shout out to Applebee's for the cheap drinks.
Yeah.
That's
I had something in mind about I guess I was gonna go into like maybe sci-fi series or like shows that you used to like. I mean, I know Black Mirror is out there, but anything that comes to your mind
Dude, Stranger Things to me was super awesome, man.
Oh fuck. Oh yeah.
That shit I hadn't been invested in a series in so long, like into like a show like that. And once I saw the first episode, dude, I was like hooked, bro.
Yeah, and I like that it was just like kid actors. Like usually I fucking hate kid actors. Like they drive me crazy. Like I fucking hate
her over here.
No, I mean, yeah. yeah.
Get this man a gift, bro. Nah, he's got to
hate the children, bro. What the fuck?
They're the future, bro.
Because it's so awkward. Like you see a kid actor like on like movies and stuff. There's all like that scene from Spider-Man when he's in the subway, he's trying to stop the train, and then like they bring him his mask. The kid's just like dressed like a Guido. He's like, we found something, and it's just like I fucking hate that. Anyways, just a specific.
That's Spider-Man.
That specific scene.
That's a Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
That specific scene. But anyways, like these kids are super good. Like I think it's rare to find kids that are so good at like acting, like they were like. Just even small things, just like getting in a fight with each other. It was just like it looked so genuine, and it was just I don't know. I felt like it was great. Yeah.
The soundtrack is what got me. The first episode, I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, it's kind of like 80s. I'm like, I like the 80s feel, but the fucking soundtrack. I was like, fuck, I have to watch the next one, and it was like. It was like 3, 2, 1, like to get up to the next episode, and I was like, no, cancel. I want to watch the intro every single episode. So fucking good.
And I think it also helped that it came out like around the same time as, or like Guardians of the Galaxy, like not the same time, but like just it was Guardians of the Galaxy. They kind of came back with the whole like 70s and 80s like soundtracks and stuff, and then like they came out with Stranger Things, so it kind of gave like younger audience like a
breakout to that type of
a feel of what that kind of music was and stuff. And I feel like that's gonna happen again with Captain Marvel when like they bring out the 90s music. And I feel like after that, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a show dealing with the, like 90s stuff.
I barely saw the new Avengers movie.
Yeah, barely.
Like
what'd you think?
A week ago. It was awesome. I didn't even know what to expect from it because I guess I don't know, man. Like I said before, like I've always been into villains. Like I wish there was more villain movies. That'd be pretty dope.
I feel like the new
where the villain wins.
Well, I feel like the new Avengers movie was exactly that. Like it was just the story of Thanos. Like
from his perspective,
he's not really a villain, but he's kind of like an anti. I mean, he's a villain in the grand sense of things, but to himself, he's like
logical.
Like this has to be this way because.
The balances of the universe.
Everybody's gonna survive if this happens, and just like I don't know, maybe not.
That's crazy though.
But yeah, and then he essentially he won when he like got to snap the fingers and like kill half the fucking universe.
I guess I'm sure they're coming back, so I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what were you talking about last time?
Gonna keep going?
I mean, it's kind of
a spoiler.
It's just kind of like spoiler. I don't know if I should say it.
Let me cover my ears.
your headphones.
I have the headphones on.
No, all right, we won't bring that one up then. But it's cool. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Very cool.
was I thinking about?
Well, I feel like a series that's really good right now that I've been watching is Castle Rock on Hulu. It's a Stephen King story where it's like the warden of a prison kills himself, and then they kind of like get a new warden, and they see that a wing of the prison wasn't being used, and they found like some guy, the guy that played it in the new one, I forget his name, Skarsgård. He's like that character there, like he's just like creepy dude, just lives in that side of the wing, or that wing of the prison, and then they take him out, and a lot of things happen in the town, like people commit suicide, and like they just like fight against each other, and like they kill each other and stuff, and it's like he's the one causing all this like paranormal shit going on, and the reason they had him in that prison was because like they had to keep him away from the town, or else the town was gonna perish again.
This is on Hulu?
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Shout out to Hulu.
Yeah, I like that. These platforms like Hulu and Netflix are making their own shows, like Stranger Things,
like originals.
Yeah, I feel like it really helps with.
I like a lot of them.
Yeah, I think it really helps like step up the game of other networks like HBO. Like, of course, they have Game of Thrones and like Westworld.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Because Netflix is making some fire shit right now.
Yeah, I mean their movies suck, but
their shows are good.
Yeah,
the shows are
super
super dope.
I was gonna say
Ozark.
I had a question for Andy.
Non-sci-fi,
oh, dude, I've been watching Ozark.
Non-sci-fi.
It's
right
fucking
now.
dope though. It's really good. You've been watching it?
Oh, I saw it all.
Oh shit! All right, I just got back into it again. Still on season 1.
This is what happens at the end.
No. No, I was gonna ask you a question. I was gonna say, so you making music for soundtrack music for Mothersh1p. If you had a choice, I don't know. I guess a series or a type of movie, or maybe let me ask this: like, would you ever have an idea for some type of sci-fi movie to make, or a show like based off of some type of topic, like a grand scheme? What would you think you would make, the first thing you would make or something, if you had the full creative control?
Creative control. It would have to involve music, like an artist in some sort. Maybe he comes across like some fucking people from up above or something, like, and they want him to go up there to like as an artist up there. I don't know. That's pretty much what I've had in mind.
Shit. So you've thought about it?
Yeah, of course I've thought about it.
Would it be you and like based off you though? Like,
so, I mean, that would be dope, but I mean, it's just never happened to me like that. But
gets abducted. A magician gets abducted, and he has to play music for them. Is it kind of like what you're talking about, or am I just?
I guess, or if he becomes like an artist here and well-known artist here, but like super crazy music where nobody understands,
and then they come and they're like, oh my god,
and they come there like. Look at this guy. This guy's making the best music
like
ever for that world, for another world, and they like, just
I feel like
that.
that would be like a good like stepping point for a comedy, like sci-fi comedy type
That'd
thing.
Be pretty cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just picturing like him trying to.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie like that.
Trying to figure out like what's going on.
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna save that idea.
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Like, what if you had your choice of what to, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Something along the lines of that.
Yeah, that's dope. I can see. What I'm seeing is that like you're placing yourself in the character. Like that's you. You know what I mean? What you would guide yourself.
If I have total control, I'm being in that motherfucker.
Fuck yeah, well,
fuck that.
You're directing that motherfucker. You're fucking producing that motherfucker.
I'm making all the music. I'm everything. I'm the extra. I'm everything.
Stunt double.
Get paid twice.
I'm the stunt double, right?
You're gonna Tom Cruise it.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'll do everything
guy.
my own.
How are you gonna act in this scene? Oh shit!
I fucking make clones.
We're getting into the clones, bro.
Gonna harvest their organs.
Oh yeah, I heard you guys on the other episode. That was cool.
Would you do that? Be like, you.
Yeah, hell yeah, I would.
Unethical. All of y'all.
Dude, we're like Thanos up in that bitch, bro. Like, fuck everybody else. It's me. Nah, he's actually thinking about other people. Whatever. I'd do it. Fuck yeah. And then he'd have his stunt double. He'd have his director.
He's his own stunt double.
He had his boom guy. He'll have his boom guy.
Same vision.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. That was another episode of the Laughing Death podcast. You can check us out on youtube.com/laughingdeath. And we're also on iTunes services, Spotify, and Google podcast services as well.
Yes, sir.
Andy, thank you for being on the show, man. Go ahead and plug your stuff.
Awesome. Mothersh1p.com. Instead of the I, it's a number 1. Mothersh1p.com. And just follow me on Instagram, PurpleVillain TX. That's my tag name.
Dope.
Awesome, guys. Make sure to follow us on Instagram.com/laughingdeath and on Twitter @laughingdeath. Peace.
Peace. Ooh, almost dropped the beer.
Me too.